Good morning, everyone. We are coming to you live via Facebook streaming, YouTube streaming, and also via Skype. Each one of you is welcome to this live streaming from our studios in Trinidad. Sutras of Vigyan Bhairav Tantra, Fruition in Love, Male Female Way. There is a question asked, although it is not a program, not a streaming where you can ask it by choice, but yet still questions need to be answered. Someone asked, in love, if a woman wants to be Rukmani but not Radha or Meera, let me explain the question first, then I will explain the names. Then what is male aspect, what he wants to be Shiva or Krishna. Rukmani, Radha and Meera. Rukmani is the wife of Krishna. Radha is the beloved of Krishna. And Meera is the devotee of Krishna. These are the three aspects. A woman can be your wife or can be your beloved or can be your devotee. Devotee means total surrender. These are the three models or three stages. Wife, the level of wife is of one nature. The level of beloved is of another nature. And that of a devotee who is in total surrender is of a different nature. If a woman totally surrenders to a person, she can transcend four bodies: the physical body, the etheric body, the astral body, the mental body, which is the emotional body, and jumps over to the fifth body. This is not possible for a man in any way. So, a wife level, a level of beloved, or a level of devotee. When there is surrender, the three aspects are blended into one another. Then there is another aspect comes in, which is Parvati, the consort of Shiva. Then the other part of the question is, what is male aspect? What he wants to be Shiva or Krishna. The person has forgotten one aspect, model. One is Ram model, Krishna model and Shiva model. These are the three stages, three levels at which an individual can operate. One is the model of Ram. His father had three queens, and it is said they were embodiment of manifestation of devotion, the oldest one, that of knowledge or awakening, which is the middle one, and the third one was the confluence of two, the action, the three queens. Ram had the model of one woman. That is one model. Krishna, he danced with milkmaids. He had three wives: Rukmani, Satyabhama, and one more. Then comes the Shiva aspect. He is Bhairav, totally renunciate. He is renunciate. completely detached. What are these models? Everyone, the Rukmani model, the model of a wife, you know it very well. It is the model where the woman is jealous, and all the other aspects that you know are embedded into that example or model. In India, there is in the Saurashtra, the southwestern region of India, there is a temple of Krishna on the mountain. Above the mountain, there is a temple of Rukmani, his wife, the only temple. So the temple is designed in such a way that from there, Rukmani looks at the activities of Krishna. Krishna is man of consciousness. He is dancing, frisking with anyone, and it is said he married 88,000 women. These have to be understood properly. And in the absence, we make hasty conclusions. Everything continues from where you have left in the last life. For instance, do I need to answer this question? A person asked the question in yesterday's. I'm talking about just using the yesterdays to symbolize the yesteryears that are gone by. The question or something happened in yesterday's, the fruition is happening in this moment, today. Many unfulfilled relations we leave, works we leave. We never attain to fruition in those things. We say many things, many promises unconsciously. But you remember, whether you make a promise consciously or unconsciously, it is registered. You are accustomed working on computer. Certain things you save consciously, so you know where is the location of that. Certain things get automatically saved. In modern terminology, in our terminology, we can say these have been saved by you unconsciously. So many promises, many situations we save unconsciously. What will happen? They will remain in the memory. They will surface now and then. So whatsoever is saved unconsciously without your understanding or awareness remains somewhere in any corner of your laptop, and you are unaware of that completely. But they surface. Same way, the memories keep on surfacing. So never make any promise to anyone unconsciously. If you are making it consciously, you are aware that I told this person yesterday, in yesterday's, that I will respond to this on this day. So Rukmani is the model of male-female relation at physical level. Physical level, there is jealousy. The woman does not want the man to have anything to do with anybody else. And things like these, they are part of that. This is the physical model. So Rukmani exhibits that model of male-female relation, which is at the gross level. There is jealousy, there is other related things. When she sees Krishna dancing with other milkmaids, and so there comes jealousy in her and similar things. The other model is the Radha model. Radha is the beloved of Krishna. The beloved means when the masculine and the feminine energy is flowing in harmony with one another. The masculine and the feminine energy is flowing in harmony with one another. It creates a circle because it is at the level of love. So it does not, there is no interaction at the physical plane. It creates music. It is happening at the level of heart. It creates musical symphony. So the love at the level of heart is musical symphony. The love between Radha and Krishna is the love, is this the model of love or symphony of love. Symphony of love. Third is the Mira aspect. Mira is the dhyan of love. Mira is totally surrendered to Krishna. The two are divided by a vast gap of time gap. Mira happened couple years, maybe 200 or 300 years ago. Krishna happened over 5,000 years ago. But his energy echoes through the entire cosmos. Mira had totally surrendered to the formless form of Krishna, the energy field of Krishna. Krishna is not available physically to her. Now you can see the difference. Rukmani operates at the physical level. Radha operates at the level of heart. The energy flows. There is a circle is completed. In that circle, what it is happening? Radha and Krishna. The name of Krishna is, Radha is attached to Krishna. It is said Radha and Krishna, not Rukmani and Krishna. Never it is said there are temples of Radha and Krishna. It is when love attains to music, becomes a musical symphony. Love becomes a musical symphony. It creates a circle. But there is devotion, but of a different nature. There is surrender also. So Radha is this musical symphony of love. Mira was separated by a vast time span. Mira, it is important to know something from her childhood. Mira was born in the northwestern state of India known as Rajasthan, which is very famous for the warriors, and she was born in that clan. When she was 5 years old, her father passed away. 5 or 6, mother passed away. She was brought up by her grandparents. When Mira was a little child, maybe a 5 year or so, once a recluse came to their palace. In the evening, he has to start his worship. He took out an idol of Krishna from his bag, which was ragged, and started worshipping. Mira saw this. She was so much drawn towards that statue, that idol, that she asked for that and started crying that I want this idol. But the man, that recluse, also loved that idol so much that he refused to give that to Meera. And Meera continued crying. The man, the recluse, left the place and he went to another village, another place. Meera stopped eating and she said she wanted the same idol. Mother said, I will get you another one even better than that. That's normally every parent does to their children when they are crying or lamenting for something. But Meera said, no, I want that idol alone. There was something around that. The magnanimity, the aura, the energy field that encapsulated the heart of Meera, the young Meera. The man, the recluse, went in the other place. He slept in the night. He dreamt Krishna telling him, this idol is not yours. You are simply a custodian holding on. You are a messenger, a postman who was carrying the mail, the idol like a mail in his hand. It belongs to that girl. You have to go and give it to her. He went and gave it to her. This was the first incident, and the death of her parents brought a change in her life. There was few incidents in her life that has completely brought about change in her life and understanding. Meera, one day there was a wedding procession in the area. In India, the wedding procession is of a different nature. Meera saw this. So she asked the mother, what is that? She said, this is the marriage procession. So she asked, inquired inquisitively, what is marriage procession? He said, this boy is getting married to this girl. So she said, who is my groom? Who am I to get married? The mother, just to pacify the child, said, your groom is Krishna, whose idol you carry close to your bosom all the time. So it happened, Meera took this by heart that Krishna is her groom. She grew up in the royalty, was married, but after some time her husband passed away. Then she got married to her brother-in-law, and who did not like the ways and means of Meera. She was constantly in worship, in prayer, in meditation of Krishna. She will compose songs, she will dance in her room, and she will, as if she was in conversation with Krishna. So everybody thought that Meera is deceiving and she is having a silent relationship with someone, a secret relation with someone. Somebody is in the room. So then he sent the poison to him, the snake, but nothing could do anything to her. She was complete. So what happened? Meera is the meditation, dhyan of love. She has totally surrendered. And then he started composing. Then it happened, when the things continued, she became the disciple of Raidas, who was of a lower caste. So she started, and she says in one of her compositions that I have climbed the different ladders of consciousness, and from there I had looked at you, but I have not been able to get a complete vision of who you are, Krishna. Unchi chal chal pant niharum. from the different steps of the ladder of consciousness, I tried to look at you, tried to envision you. And then she went to a place in Vrindavan. There was a temple. That temple, the women were not allowed to come in. So, but Meera, like a wind, like a storm, she walked into the temple. Her aura was such nobody could stop her at the door. She entered, crossed the doorway, entered in the open place. There the priest was holding a tray with the prayer material in it. It slipped from his hand, seeing Meera. Woman, how come you have entered in this temple? The entry of the women in this temple is not allowed. Then Meera said, I thought that Krishna is the only man in this city, and we are all, male, female, are his devotee, gopis. So it happened that Meera attained to that status. And in the last days, he went to the temple of Ranthambore, and there she stayed. After that, the situation in Mewar changed. Next one became the king. He realized that the importance of Meera, and he said, Meera has to be brought back to the kingdom with dignity. So he went to pursue her to come back. Meera said, I have surrendered myself to Ranthambore, the Krishna, another name of Krishna. I have to seek his permission. I have to seek his permission. And it is said, when next day Rana Sanga went in search of Meera to take her back to the kingdom, Meera was not available. What would have happened? Meera would have said to Krishna, her beloved, that either you come with me or let me go with you, it's time. Let's go back to our place, return to the source, retreat. Meera was not found. She surrendered, she dissolved in the idol, the murti of Ranthambore at that time. Nothing was found. This is devotion at the highest, and it is embodiment of meditation. So these are the three aspects. Rukmani, the physical aspect; Radha, the aspect of bhav or emotions or feelings. That is why Radha is the embodiment, the symphony of love, and Meera is fruition in dhyan. Fruition in dhyan. These are the three models. It can be possible that all these three models are in a woman that you marry, or one of the aspect. If there is only physical aspect, then you are looking for another. So to symbolize this, Dashrath, the father of Ram, married three queens. Kaushalya, the oldest one, the mother of Ram, was the embodiment of devotion, love. Kaikeyi, the middle one, was the embodiment of knowledge or awareness. But knowledge and awareness must blend together as confluence to become the field of action. When there is a harmony between love and your awareness, out of that, whatever actions emerge that bring transformation. So Sumintra, the youngest one, was the embodiment of that. So these three aspects are shown separately. Then comes what are the male aspects. The moment an individual, a woman, Rukmani did not surrender Krishna at the level of heart, at the level of devotion. Her love has not become attain, fruition has not transcended to become dhyan. It did not reach the heart center to become the devotion of Meera, the confluence. So either when it becomes the symphony of love, then the two energies begin to flow into a circle, that an energy field is created, or through meditation. Rukmani's name is not taken along with that of Krishna, and spiritually too it cannot be taken. The relationship between man and a woman is not physical alone. That relationship, that the communion, the way to relate is that of love. Beyond body, beyond lust, it is the union of the two beings. You can touch the two bodies, but it is the two beings that merge into one another to form the energy field. Love has nothing to do with marriage. Love can spring forth through the medium of marriage, and it can happen even without the marriage. The love between Radha and Krishna is an embodiment that it can happen without the bond of marriage. The relationship, the way a devotee relates to the master, it is the embodiment of love. Ram's name is taken with Sita. Parvati's name is taken with Shiva. But Krishna's name is never taken with Rukmani. Radha is not his wife, and it is illegal to connect the name of Radha and Krishna. But it is beyond the law. But what is the reason that Rukmani has been completely forgotten? Because Rukmani could not see the divinity in Krishna, could not see the formless form in Krishna. She only saw Krishna as her husband. As long as you look at your husband only as at the physical plane, the form, not the formless, you are not connected spiritually. This is what is meant by surrender. Radha came very close to that fruition when she saw the formless in Krishna. That is the reason in Hindu, according to the Hindu way, the husband is considered as Pati Parmeshwar. And Parmeshwar means that part, that form of love, that form of energy which is formless. And I told you there is a temple in Saurashtra from the temple, Rukmani is looking at the activities of Krishna. Meera completely surrendered herself through the, although she was separated by a long span of time, but love blossoms beyond time and space. It does not require time or space. Meera transcended time and space to attain to oneness with Krishna, and at the last moment she dissolved into Krishna's idol at Ranthambore temple. So this is then when the moment a woman surrenders herself completely to someone out of love, awareness and understanding, she transcends four bodies: the physical, the etheric, the astral, the mental, emotional, and she reaches to the fifth body. So it is much easier for a woman to attain to that state. I'll come to the point after this another time. Then there are, what is the male aspect? There are three male aspects. First is that of Ram. Out of awareness, he decided, he created a model of one woman, one wife, and he was totally devoted to her. That's why Ram and Sita we say, and out of salutation we use the word Sitaram. We take the name of the female energy first, Radha Krishna, not Krishna Radha. The feminine name comes first as a matter of the reason is women is given more importance than men. Radha Krishna, Sita Ram. But in case of Shiva, it is said Shiv Parvati, the opposite. So Krishna is the second male model where he is aware. What is the relationship between Krishna and the milkmaids, gopis? It is said in one of the past, as I mentioned in the beginning, do not make any promise unconsciously. So in one of the incarnation, there was many sages and saints. They have attained through their austerity certain things, but they were unaware of the fruition in love. The meditation, the austerities, this and that is easy to get. But to attain fruition in love is most difficult. So they complain. So Vishnu said, when I assume birth as Krishna, you all will come as milkmaids, and then you will attain to fruition in love. So all the milkmaids, they had their physical husband, but Krishna became their spiritual husband. Husband at the level of his spirit. Now you can say that. What is that level? There is a physical level. You can interact at the level of sex physically. There is psychological level. Unless you are psychologically fulfilled, psychology is one aspect, love or emotions is another aspect. You make love at the physical level, but that does not mean you are emotionally satisfied. No one is emotionally satisfied operating at the physical level. Always it happens. So Krishna became, and through that psychological or emotional, this is the fifth body, the mental emotional. So Krishna is operating that level. You transcend the female body. So all these milkmaids have reached to the fifth body, They have transcended, and Krishna became their spiritual husband at the fifth body. Fulfillment came at the level of love, at the level of psychology. And not only that, he danced with them, did all those things that was necessary, played the flute, and Radha was the main lead, the dancer. She was in the female form. That was the energy field, the other aspect of Krishna's masculine energy. Krishna was the masculine energy, but there was a play they had to play, a role they have to perform. And that, as a reason for that, and something, an example was to set that Radha and Krishna remain at the level of love, symphony of love, symphony of music, not as husband and wife in that particular role. So, so Krishna's aspect is of that. With awareness, he interacted with everyone. He knew what is his role, what he has to perform, what role he has to perform in the life of an individual milkmaid or a person. That's what the master does. What is my role in your life? I have to perform that, fulfill that, so that you attain fulfillment and the life transcends. The third aspect is that of a Shiva, Bhairav, the renunciate. Shiva is completely recluse. Look at the body. He has the ash smeared on his body, scanty clothes, matted hair lock, a snake around his neck, crescent moon on his forehead. All these things. He is intense meditation, and it happened that time the atrocities of a demon was increasing, and it was said an offspring born out of the relationship between, at the physical level, between Shiva and Parvati will be capable to destroy that demon. But Shiva is in meditation for years. How to bring him out and how to bring him into the family life. Because he is completely detached from his life. He has to come from that state to enter into the physical life so that a child can be born. So Parvati did all that, all the gods and goddesses did, but nobody could succeed in breaking the samadhi of Shiva. Then Parvati took the assistance of god of love, Kamadev, according to the Hindu way, and it happened that Kamadev hurled the arrows and Shiva got awakened from his samadhi, disturbed. So he got angry at that moment. He immediately opened the third eye. The moment he opened the third eye, the god of love, Kamadev, got burnt into ashes. Now, whether this happened that way or not, I'm not interested in. I'm interested in what happened. The moment the eye of awakening opens in you, these two eyes, the left and the right eye, are connected to the two aspects of the brain, the masculine and the feminine energies within you, the positive or the negative energy. When you transcend it to the third eye, the moment third eye opens, what happens? The first, all the negativities vanish. So sex, calm, is the aggregate of negativities. With calm, many negativities are born in you. If something, a woman or a man you want to achieve, attain or gain, you do not, anger comes in. And if that man or a woman is in interaction with someone else, jealousy comes in. Jealousy, hate, anger, lust, all these things comes in. So Shiva destroyed that. The moment he comes out of the meditation, the third eye opens. The moment awakening comes in an individual through tantra or any other method, the desire for lust and negativity is burned into ashes. So Shiva model is symbolic of that. But after that, he did not forget his responsibility and duty. A man who has attained to a state of samadhi or fruition in meditation, only he can enter into sex. And then a child that is born out of that is of a tremendous quality. So Jesus was born out of that, but in case of Jesus it is shown differently. Joseph was not of that status of Shiva. So Holy Ghost comes as an element. At the moment when there was a conception taking place between Joseph and Mary, Joseph's consciousness was completely overshadowed by that of Holy Ghost. Holy Ghost was, in a way, that aspect of renunciation, the recluse aspect that completely overshadowed the lusty consciousness of Joseph. At times when you are interacting with your spouse, you are full of lust. At times you are simply doing as part of your duty. And very rarely a moment comes in when you enter into sex totally in a meditative state. So Shiva enters into that state. He is recluse. He has to enter into it for a specific purpose. And out of that, Kartikeya was born, a son, out of the conjugal relation between Parvati and Shiva. So Parvati is the confluence of physical love, the love at the center of heart or devotion, and third, the meditation or dhyan. So Rukmani, Radha and Meera, the three aspects are embedded into Parvati. Parvati is the confluence of love at the female level. And Krishna, Ram, they are the two aspects, one woman, multiple women, and Shiva is the recluse, who is beyond all that. That is why he is called Bhairav, one who is beyond body, beyond mind. He is simply consciousness. When you attain to that state that you are not body, you are not mind, you are simply consciousness, then you attain to this Shiva aspect. And today the Hindu community celebrates the Shivratri, the night of Shiva. It is important on that day, and I will continue on this aspect of how when a woman completely surrenders, what happens. This was the aspect in response to the question, if a woman wants to be Rukmani, it is your choice. You want to operate at the physical level alone? The man still needs fulfillment at the level of love, at the level of Meera. If you don't want, that his choice is yours. If a man, he can perform different roles depending on what role he has to perform according in the script that has been provided to him to act. So in love, if a woman wants to be Rukmani but not Radha or Meera, choice is yours. Male aspect, what he wants, Shiva or Krishna or Ram. Ram is easy but not yet easy. Krishna is difficult. We are attracted towards Tantra but without awareness. And Shiva is the transcendence of the energy field. And that's where it forms this circle of energy, Vartul. Only this much for this morning. Until we meet again, take care and do have a pleasant day.